Hello, welcome back. We have finished mission 4 and we had an amazing run. We're sitting on 17 victory points, 32 experience points, and we're going to have -1 OP for the next round. And just as a refresher, we only need 20 to win for this season. Considering we only had 5 and 8 victory points in the last couple missions, we scored 9 victory points in one round. That was amazing. And we did it near the target. So we were getting 1 victory point per bomber. We took out 9 bombers to get those victory points. That was an amazing run. Can you imagine what an inbound mission would have looked like? Holy buckets, we would have scored 18. Okay, so won't waste too much time. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna roll for the map. I rolled a 1, which is bad. We're gonna get map 3. Okay, we're gonna do map 3. Why not? I don't know how excited I am about that, but let's find out what type of mission it is. It's a 6. We're outbound. Now granted, we have 32 experience points we're sitting on, so I could change a whole bunch of these, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'll go ahead and do outbound. And let's roll for the OP. Oh, a perfect 10. A perfect 10. That gives us 16 OP. I will take that. Okay, so we're at 15 OP, and I need to get some things situated here. First of all, we got to get the 3rd map, which is not going to be an easy thing to do. And then I need to purchase my planes before I figure out the escort situation. So I'm trying to do this one-handed while holding the phone here. Let me see if I can do my little trick I did last time. I don't think this is gonna work. Yes. Sort of. Nope. Okay. I'm just gonna, I don't wanna end a 2-minute video here. Okay, let's get this folded up. All right, first mission is accomplished. Map 3 is huge, so you need to make a lot of space. And every time you think you have enough space, you don't. Okay, so the first check here, map 3 is this one. Okay. Still trying to do this with just one hand. Almost there. Okay, we had just enough room. I need to push a lot of stuff out of the way. So let me back up here. For those of you who haven't seen map 3 yet, I introduce you to map 3. It is a very large map. It also explains why you don't ever see me put a lot of components to the north of the game board. The only component you usually see me do is this one, and I was playing a 2-player game of this, which is very fun, by the way. But in doing so, I had to borrow some of the components that I haven't been using. Okay, so we'll shove this up there. Okay, map 3 has a lot. Let me zoom out here. It has a ton of bombers, and I think the biggest issue is look at all these 4s. There's some serious lethality going on in here. Now there are some opportunities, like you can start picking things off, but it also goes from left to right. much larger. This is where I used to put my papers and write down on my papers, and I would have the board all the way over here. That's how big this thing has become. So that is the madness of map 3. We do have 16 OP, well actually 15 because of the issue, and now we have to spend those OP. Okay, so the other update, in case it's been a while, is Kremler is in the wounded box. He is one of our best pilots, so I am thankful for it because I didn't want him to die. So it's better that he's there than somewhere else. So I only have 3 experts, and I am for sure grabbing those 3 experts. And then I like to do a swarm, so I'm going to grab at least one more guy. And looking at my experience here, Bauer is just 1 experience point away. And forgive me, I was playing that 2-player game like I said, and so I got to find him. There he is. Okay, so that's 4. I like to get cannons. So this would be 5 for 3 cannons. And then I would put those 3 cannons just like so. That would be 5. The BF-110s would be 6 and 7. And then the bombs for them, this is a map you definitely want to bomb. 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have a penalty, so I'm just going to call that 12. And I'm going to get 3 more cannons for 13. So that would be 13. And then I'm just going to grab 2 more guys. So I'm going to look to see who else has. Grim has an experience point. So that would be 14. And then the last guy, there's nobody else with experience, so I can just pick somebody new. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, so we're going to go ahead and get Johan. We'll get him out. All right, and so then we're going to put cannons. So we're going to have cannons on all of our BF-109s. Now, there's actually a good question here. I might want to get FW-190s, but I'm not going to because I'm sitting on 32 experience points, so if my escort roll is poor, I'm going to just change it, I think. The escorts are the only thing that can ruin my day. I mean, there's some pretty nasty formations here, but in terms of, yeah. Okay, I like this. This was a perfect spending of 15. This is carnage here. I really like it. So going back to the chart now, we got to do a final roll here. So let's see. Oh, I got a 6. That is a good roll. So that would be L5S, or no, L7P. So it's not worth it for 2 turns, but 7 is good. That means we get 7 turns before they arrive. Can I just take 2 guys? Put all of these here. They arrive on turn 7. We're going to go ahead and write L7P. Okay, we're ready. So now we grab this, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to move stuff out of the way. So I'm going to do that right now. It's going to take 20 minutes just to do all this one-handed. Let's get those out of the way. See, this extra, you need a lot of table space, folks. I have a lot going that way. It's just that then I'm reaching across the table all the time. Okay, so map 3, outbound, is page 17. So I'm just scooch over here. There's a die I'm going to need. I'm going to grab that real quick. All right, so let's roll for damage. I rolled a 6. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. I'm just going to grab 4 tokens, and without looking at them, I'm going to put one on the back here. Yeah, I got to make sure I got the right one. So one goes here, one is going to go there, one is going to go here, and one goes here. So let's roll for this one first. So this one has fallen, can't get up. So we already have one bomber out. Remember, we get no victory points, no experience points for these if they fall. So one, and then this one, okay. So that's our start. So we have at least one area that's weaker. It's okay, I'm good with this. So now let's do anchored. I rolled a 10, there's no anchor. That's actually a real good roll. Let's do the sun. I rolled a 10, there's no sun. That's a real bad roll. And I'm not gonna spend 7 experience to change that, that's not worth it. Let's do tactical points. I rolled a 7. A 7 is 4. Flight limit. I rolled a 3. That is 8 turns. So it's only 1 turn after the escorts arrive. This thing could go to 12 turns. That's a pretty impressive. Okay, and then this one has contrails. So if the sun is present, contrails are present, which means you may spend 1 TP to enter all tail level and skip the first escort phase of the mission. That's what contrails means. It's written right here. So we would roll a die to determine if contrails are present. There is no sun, so I think this is impossible. But so technically speaking, we would have contrails, but there's no sun on this map because we rolled a 10. So I don't even think you needed to roll. There's just nothing you can do about it. It would have helped us because we could have came in tail level right from the start if we'd just been willing to spend 1 TP. It's a pretty cool little thing. Okay, so let's get going. We're on turn 1. Obviously, I need to get my bombers up high, and I'm going to bring them. I'm going to do my usual trick and come in flank low, and then we'll swing up high. And I want to attack tail level, so I'm going to do all of these guys there. So we have a mega stack right here, and this one, these 2 guys are also going to, we're going to put everybody there. Okay, so there's no cohesion checks worth doing because there's only 1 marker and all the elements. This map, you have to pay special attention. It's really hard to see on the camera, but see there's this little, let me see if this helps. There's a little white line that goes right along the inside of this box. You see that? See how there's like a crisscross here? And this box is completely surrounded by a white line. This space is in this element here, which includes those 3 bombers. And it's also the corner of this element that includes these 3 bombers. This space is actually in 2 different elements. So it's not as easy to see as, you know, the other one you used to have this solid bar here, right? Now you got to look for these little white lines. But you can see that this is another element up here, etc. But this particular space is overlapping in 2 elements. There's some pretty interesting things that are going to happen, or can happen. Okay, so our biggest decision is, do we want to lose a turn in the mission? So the escorts arrive on turn 7. You know, maybe we don't want to go until turn 8 because escorts are going to be harassing us. So we could choose to lose a turn and we would get 4, 8, 12, we would get 14 tactical points. This is one of those times where it would be amazing. I just don't know if we need them. Tactical points are useless if you can't down a bomber. And then of course, if you wait until later, you're never gonna have a golden opportunity like this to get a bunch of tactical points. We have 4, and I think you've seen, even in these previous missions, I haven't needed them. I mean, as long as I had 1, I was all I needed. I'm gonna go for kills. Let's go for kills. Let's take advantage of every turn we have. Because remember, I did this analysis the last video. You actually lose 2 turns, because we're gonna lose turn 1, because we have to spend our move action, and then the turn marker goes down 1, so we'd lose a turn there too. So turn 1's over, we go to turn 2. All right, usual strategy. I'm not gonna do anything shocking or surprising to anybody. I'm going to move them high, and I'm gonna move these 4 level. They're just in the box there. And then these 2, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, you know what I wanted to do? Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted them to come in low up here. Because, as you can see, they get to go to any flank. So then they would come high flank here. It's very important to be at different altitudes. Actually, no, it doesn't matter, because these guys are going to be low. If I just moved them up 1, they would be low, and that's different than level. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. We didn't need to do that other stuff. But if there was a sun here, that would have been a real cool trick. Okay, no cohesion check. Nothing else going on. We're already on turn 3 before we get to do our first attack. So we got to get busy here. So we're going to go in for our swarm with 4. I should have paid attention, like, did I want to go this flank or that flank? So if I go this flank, I need to go here to get that tail. I think all of these middle zones are awful. That's the part here where, yeah, we're gonna get lit up. And see, that one's a 5 even, if you're coming in low, which we would be, because this is gonna be low. This one's also a 5. So all the ones up front are bad. This is just a brutal map. Okay. All right, we're committed. We're gonna do this. And then the bombers, of course, are gonna move to bomb. And I only used 1 marker, but it just signifies that the whole stack has them. And I will take those off. So there's 4. There's the 8 bombs. And let's get busy. I think we're gonna use our lessons learned. Remember, if we go after a bomber group here and it goes off the map this way, we want it to be able to hit another bomber group. So I like that as an idea, but I'm still unsure. Like, if you're coming in from the tail here as a swarm, this group is a good target, and so is that one up there, especially with no anchor. So there we got a 2, 4, and 3, and here we have a 3, 4, and 2. So it's basically the same thing. Okay, and then we have, so I'm thinking this is a good candidate, this one right here. And maybe it would be nice to, now remember, I don't like going after groups like this, because if we land in these spots, well, actually that's fine, but if we land in that spot, we won't actually get a hit. Although this one would be good to do from the nose. Yeah, so for sure I want to do here, and I'm going to put 4 there. I'm debating whether I should do 8. I don't want to do 8, I don't think. So I'm going to put the other 4 here. Let's get the lead guys. Okay. So let's get out. If you recall, we're going to be going off of this chart, and I need to find my dice that I probably just covered up. Yep, I did. Okay, so we're going to do 2 at a time. We'll start with this lead group up here. That's 2 5s. In this case, a double is actually good. We want a 5 or better, so 2 just passed. So 3 out of 4. So I'm going to just take one of these and remove it from the game. Then let's do the other group over here. Ooh, that's too bad. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. All 4 of them missed. That is awful. Okay, I was really hoping to rock this map. That was a bad start. Okay, so we're gonna go here and we're gonna drop some bombs, just a refresher. The largest number goes here, the smaller number goes here. The smaller number needs to be at least a 5 to hit, but we still can cause disruption to the cohesion check. So let's go. We don't want doubles. So a 9 and a 4. Okay, so the 4 means we're gonna miss, but the red 9 is a good spot. So we go here with a detonation. Okay, next one. That is just bad all around. A black 3 is way up there, which might actually be off the map. So if this is the lead bomber, I'm gonna go up 2 and over 1. So lead bomber, up 2, over 1, and pay attention to those white lines. See that? This box here is its own element, and it's separate from this, and there's no bombers in that element, so we just lost another one. We're doing awful, folks. We're doing awful. And a 5 and a 4. The black 5 is at least in a better location. So from the lead bomber, it's back 2 over 1. So 1, 2, and then over 1, detonate. Okay, and that one is a space that's in this group here, the group that we were trying to target and we missed all 4. So this is a pathetic bomb run. We did 0 damage to the bombers, and we're gonna make them a loose element, best case scenario. So that's not good. I know we only need 3 victory points, so I'm not gonna whine about it too much, but we could have done so much more. But anyways, it is done. Now we go to the cohesion check. So there's only 2. I need to roll 1. Need to roll 1. Actually, that one only has 1. I didn't even need... Yeah, so now the detonation markers go away, which is fine, and it's still a good thing, because once they go loose like this, they can't recover and ever get non-loose. So I do like the fact that they're both weaker, but it doesn't help us at all with our attack runs that we want to do. I was hoping to do some attack runs on that group back there and have some of them, you know, cause some, basically what happened that caused this to take damage. So we're on the attack, so I'm gonna go, which guy is our, so Schmidt is our expert. What do we got here for our experts? We have Zweigart and Buttfargen are our 2 best guys. Schmidt just has luck. Okay, so we'll put Buttfargen up here. We'll put Zweigart here, and then Bauer and Schmidt there. And then Johann here will come in evasive to attack up there. And then I have, so that's 1, 2, 3, that's 5. I can attack with this guy too. I don't need to gang up on that up there with this guy. I mean, I could just try to pick off something else. So for example, we have a fallen over here, and so these are just some juicy ones. Like I can come in here and just try to pick on that bomber some more. And I think that's what I'll do. I don't know if I need... Now, if I actually make him join that group... okay, so here's where my mind is. If I do a collision check and this guy has to leave the map, which sometimes happens, especially if you draw that little exit one where you have to pay TP or exit, he's forced to leave the map right away. Then what happens is I can get Rata, I can get this one and this one, but I will lose that one. So the one advantage of sending him here is I would still get the benefit of I'm guaranteeing I'm going to get all three. Okay. And I'll make him, I don't know what to do. I will make him non-evasive. Yeah. Okay. This game, no matter how much you play it, your gut just, you don't know what the right decision is. Okay, we will do that. We're committed. Let's fix some things here. This is level, and then these two guys are level. Okay, everybody else is low. Now, which way are they going? Good question. I think, so the three that came from the tail, do I really want to go to the nose with them? No. So anybody that's coming from the tail is dive rolling to the flank that way. And my logic here, here's what I'm thinking. I don't think all four of them are going to survive this undamaged. And because of that, I don't think I'm going to get another swarm with them. So therefore, my next set of swarms are going to be coming from these two groups, and I need whoever survives this to come in evasive, just like this guy's doing. So that way we're helping them to swarm. And so my primary expert guys are going to be in support mode. That's the idea. Okay, so now these two are coming in. They're flying in this way, and I'm actually going to... With them, I will climb roll towards the nose with them. Do I really want to do that? This guy is going to go into some massive numbers. Nope. He's going to dive roll towards the tail because we want him to move to the smaller numbers. This one, he's going to dive straight forward because there's some low numbers, and he'll just join these other guys. So I might actually get a swarm out of this, but that's okay. I'm not gonna overthink this either. Okay, I think I have everything I need. I need to do a collision check, so I will do that right now. It's gonna be with my evasive guy, and I drew a no impact. So that's fine. Now I get to award. I'm going to get all three. I'm going to get swarm, rata, and position, and play those out. I usually like to do the obliques first, just to see if I get a free shot. I mean, the obliques usually never hit, and so they're like surprises when they do. The only problem with it is that you got a 4 right there, and then a 3 here. And if I can get those bombers to go down, then they will have lower numbers. That's the one drawback with going here versus going into a loose zone. Yeah, I'll just do them. So let's do the 3 first and then the 4. Just grabbing the cards. So this is a low, oblique, 3. He is determined. He's not evasive, this guy. So he takes a hit. And that is Grim. So I guess I have to cancel one of the hits with him. And he progresses 1. So that's part of the reason why I chose what I did, so he can progress away. Okay, and then the other one is evasive 4. So his is interesting. He's going to do a hit. He's going to progress 1 and no ammo. So he's going to progress 1. So he moved from here to there. Now the no ammo, just in case you guys are wondering, means that he cannot participate in the swarm. He won't count as one of the 4. But he can still pursue bombers, and he can still give us position, but not rata. So he can still do things. It's just not going to be quite as cool. But he did do a damage. That's the cool part. And he has a cannon. So we're going to draw 2. And remember, Buttfargan still gets to attack. And we're after... I'm not necessarily interested in him falling out and only having a 0 damage. Because then when we pursue him, we got to take out a whole bomber. So in this situation, I'm actually going to go with that. So let's roll. So I rolled an 8. That would have been sweet to get a 10. This is who? This is Johann. Okay. So Johann just did 1 fuselage. And I'm not going to use Swarm. Johann's sort of my guinea pig with this mission. I mean, it'd be sweet if he can get some experience, but I'm not super needy there. I would rather it be Buttfargan or someone else. So now I'm going to draw 4 tail cards. And we are going to start with Buttfargan, who's sitting on a 2. A 2 lethality level there. So he's coming in from the tail, determined 2 level. And he takes 2 hits and does a hit. Holy buckets. Well, we will cancel a hit. And we will use his luck to cancel another one. So mission 5. We're going to use his luck. And he does do a hit, though. And so we're going to at least apply that. Okay, we have 2 wing. This one's a 4. That's a 1. I definitely want this one. Even if I would have rolled well enough, this would have been a 4 damage wing. That's really good, but I didn't roll well enough. So now I'm going to use his other ability, his aim ability, and his target. Well, I may not use the aim. Well, I'm going to use aim first, because I did a hit, so now I get to do a second hit. I may not use the target ability, because I might kill the bomber right here. So we got another wing for 3, and then this is an engine for 0. So here's what I like about this one. If this bomber were to fall out, there's already 4 wing damage there. There's 3 wing damage here. And if you remember way up there, see that 6? So that's 7 wing damage. So my out of ammo guy, all he has to do is pursue the bomber, find him, and I get victory points automatically. And my no ammo guy is perfect for that job. So are those BF 109s, because I don't get experience points for the pilot. So those BF 109s could pursue this. So I'm going after the damage here, and I really like the wing damage, so I put 3 wing damage on him. Now the other thing is he's sitting on 8 damage. And I am using, by the way, his final, this ability here, the timing And we're gonna do one final hit. And I'm 3 away from destroying this guy, so I may wanna just destroy him. Okay, that's 2 for the wing, and that's 0 for, oh. So I'm not gonna get to destroy him unless I choose this. I mean, this, yeah, I'll do that. Look at that. I rolled a 9. Boom. He's destroyed. So we don't even have to pursue him. Well done, Buttfargan. So Buttfargan gets 2 more experience points. My son is cheering in the background. And our staff gets 2 experience points. And we get 1 victory point. Well done. And what I really liked about that is now this made this become a 3. So it loosened it up a little bit. And now I'm going to use this guy here to attack this one. And let's see if we can loosen it up some more. So he's sitting in a lethality of 3 right now. So let's draw. It's a level attack. Lethality 3. Oh, 2 hits. Sorry, I'm just rubbing my eyes and crying a little. Okay, this is Zweigert, who is one of our best guys. So I'm going to use a luck. I gotta minimize as much damage as I can on this guy. So he's gonna use his luck, he's gonna use his timing, and he's gonna use his aim. We're gonna get 2 hits, even though I didn't draw any. And then I'm gonna draw 1 hit that he has to take, because there's nothing I can do. That's not bad. And rudder's not bad either. Unless I roll a 1, he's not gonna die. I'm okay with that. That's a good one. Okay, but I just did 2 hits to him. 1 hit with the timing and then the other hit with the aim, assuming I need the second hit. So we have 2 rudder or 1 fuselage. The rudder is a 3. 2 out of 3 rudder is not bad. And I don't think I'm going to roll a 10. I don't even think I'm going to roll a 9. So let's, yeah, I rolled a 3. So I just did 2 more damage to the rudder. Now I get to do another hit. Okay, so we have a fuselage for 1, which is a gunner hit, or a cockpit hit. The cockpit hit is by far better. And that did 3 more damage. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 damage on him. I'm going to use one of my swarm now. Get an engine damage, or an engine damage. And I'm going to go for this. Let's just get some experience points and knock a bomber out. And it didn't matter which one. I would have knocked him out anyway. So this bomber is not a guaranteed kill, but he definitely has some dice rolls he's going to do, so he could be destroyed by the time we find him. So he's our first candidate, but the big one is he's fallen, and that's Zweigert. Zweigert gets another experience point. Our staff gets an experience point, and we don't get a victory point. Okay, so he's done, and now we got Bauer and Schmidt. And Schmidt's already an expert, so we'll start with Schmidt. He's tail level, but now it's a 2. See, we're at a 2 because of the -1 on each side. So that's the reason why I sort of ordered it the way I did. And so we are going to take a damage, but Schmidt is an expert. And as you know, I always take luck with my experts. So mission 5, he's going to use his luck. And he does 2 hits, which is amazing. I haven't even used Swarm. All right, so we can actually make him fall right away. Or we're gonna do 2 wing damage. I'm gonna do the 2 wing damage. You wanna damage these bombers a bit before they get away. And I have the luxury of another fighter attacking after this. So here's my second hit. Oh, we got another wing for 1 and a cockpit for 3. The cockpit is way better. That's a 50-50 chance that it explodes. I rolled a 1, so he's already up to 5 damage. Yeah, I'm gonna just stop his turn there. And now we'll do Bauer. He's a level 2. Level 2. So Bauer takes a hit, and there's nothing I can do. Bauer's not an expert. And Bauer does a damage. This is a cockpit. So Bauer's in trouble. Cockpits aren't good. But he does do a hit. And so I either have 1 rudder damage or 0 engine damage. I'm gonna go for the engine. And I rolled a 3. So that's still 5. And then I'm gonna use the last swarm because why not? And let's get some more hits in. It's either 3 fuselage or 4 wing. I mean, my goodness. The 4 wing means it'll be a guaranteed blow up if it... Yeah. And now that bomber is sitting on 9 damage. Jeez. If I was able to just do 1 more. Okay. So now we got a lot of continuing fires to do. 2, 3, 4, 5... Drawing a bunch of cards here. Okay, we're gonna go lowest numbers first. I'll do the out of ammo guy first. That's unfortunate. Okay, so there is no bomber in his base, and he's not an expert. So he had all kinds of things not going his way, but he does land, which is good. And these are his tokens. So he was diving, which means he goes here. It was an evasive return. And the out of ammo stays with him, the cannon stays with him. This comes off. Okay, so now we do, I don't know how many of these are in the deck, but I think there's just 1. And that was just unfortunate. So let's do Buttfargen. He's sitting in a 1 spot. He is... Now remember, everybody's dive rolling to the right. So he is dive rolling, so he gets to skip continuing fire. Wow, that was a good call. Normally I don't do that. Normally you see me go to the nose. Okay, so next we'll go ahead and do the injured guy here. This is Weigert. Don't need that anymore. So he's sitting on a 2. He is dive rolling as well, and so sitting on a 2, he takes no more damage, and he returns with the damage he already had. Now we'll do the guy in the same space. He's dive rolling towards the tail. He's sitting on a 2, so he takes a damage, and that's Grim. Grim does not have the luck skill. So that was very unfortunate for him. And he took a really nasty hit. He's not recovering from that. Miracle roll time for him. We're gonna do the guy who's damaged. They're sitting on a 2. Whoops. And dive rolling. So he takes no damage. And then the last guy, also sitting on a 2. He's not going into the sun, so he takes a damage. That is Schmidt, who already used his luck. So, oops. Okay, that's a good one. And okay, so there we have it. That's the carnage we left behind. We took out 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of our fighters are injured. And remember I said that I always get optimistic and think I can do another swarm? Well, there's why you can't. I had a lot of injured fighters, and that's the way this game goes. I think as you get later in the game, you're just relying on auxiliaries the whole time, because eventually your luck runs out. But I will say in the advanced rules, you get so much more experience points that, I mean, my last video series, I never had 3 skills like this. This is really nice. Okay, end of turn. We are now on turn 4. Okay, escorts are coming on turn 7. We have to do a move. These bombers, or fighters that drop the bombs, get to go to any high space on the map. And so, I can go high tail or high nose. I honestly don't know. I mean, there was a juicy spot for the tail attack, but we took him out. This is a juicy spot for a tail attack still. So that's an option. That is a juicier spot because it already has a fallen token. And so I'm thinking, okay, I screwed up. That should be a loose token, not a fallen token. So everything's already a -1 there, and so I think that's what I'm going to do. So everybody's dropping to high nose. So 2 groups in the high nose. That's their move. Over here, we have a move. He's going up to low. He's going up to return, like so. And then we have a whole bunch of injuries to recover here. So let's start here. He has a 9 on the engine. Miracle roll. Didn't happen. So we take off the cannon. Grim goes into the engine box, and it is not a good place to be. So I'm worried about Grim. Okay, next I'm going to do that 3 that you see there. It's an engine. I rolled a 7, so thankfully Schmidt survives. He's one of our experts. Now we have a cockpit of 9, which I'm extremely concerned about. We need another miracle roll. Oh my gosh, and we got it. Oh my gosh. Who was that? That was Bauer. Bauer survived. And now we have a 50-50 here, actually a 60% roll. And this is one of our best pilots in the game, Zweigert. We definitely want this. And we didn't get it. That stunk. But it's a rudder hit. So that if there's anywhere to go, rudder is where you want to go. And you can see the little chart here. Rudder, I mean, there's a real high chance you're going to crash, but even if you crash, unless you roll a 1, you're not dying at least. I mean, you may not make it out of the wounded box, but you're not dying. So, that's it for move and recover. So now we got to do sorry, I was just thinking, I actually got sidetracked with this text here. That's for an ME-262, which we haven't played with yet. So, okay, we have to do cohesion. So this one here is, I need a 1 or nothing happens, okay? Then way over here, there's a good chance that that bomber is going to fall out on his own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course I got an 8, so nothing happens there. And we move on to the next turn. We're on turn 5 now. Okay, if I want to pursue that bomber without having to do an interception roll, I have to do it now. The thing that makes this tough is I want to do an attack and get a swarm with these guys. And I want to use Buttfargen there as the evasive decoy to avoid the collision issue. Or I can send Buttfargen after that particular bomber and call it a day. And I'm not sure I want to do that. The other thing is these BF-110s are the perfect ones to pursue bombers that you think are going to be blown up by the time you get there, which this particular one I do feel that way about. Oh, I always make things complicated, don't I? I'm going to move this one to the nose. Or I'm sorry, high nose attack. And these ones I will just move down to level. So they're going to prepare to attack next turn. And then Buttfargen's going to help them. And then everybody else is going to move up. So I'm going to have 3 that are able to help next turn or pursue bombers. So remember, we've never done an intercept roll because I always make sure I go after them right away. But you basically count the spaces. So when the turn goes up to here, if I have a fighter sitting in this box, I have 2 spaces in between. I have to roll a die and get at least a 2 or better. If I have 3 spaces in between, I have to get a 3 or better. So the reason why I never roll when there's only 1 space in between is if you think about it, I need to get a 1 or better. It's impossible to get a 0. So I never roll. But I just want to make sure people don't forget that rule, even though I never exercise it. I will be exercising it this game though, because I'm not pursuing it right now. Okay, we're gonna go after this element here. And I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then see he's coming in from that side. So I'm gonna put my second one here. And these are all high. Nose attack. High nose attacks, you take a lot of hits. So I'm not sure I'm being very smart. And then what would happen is Buttfargen's gonna come in evasive in that square or space and help us to get swarm, position, and rota all at once. So let's do it. Yes. So I'm going to draw, oh, I got to say where they're going. Okay, I definitely don't, if I'm coming through the nose, there's going to be a lot of progress numbers. When I draw those cards, they're going to progress 1 or 2 because they're, you know, they're coming towards each other, right? So I do not want to go towards the tail. I mean, look at these nasty, nasty numbers. So I want to get away. So what's going to happen is this one's going to dive roll in that direction, and the other guys are going to dive roll the other way. So he's going to dive roll that way, and he's also going to dive roll that way. So they get the smaller numbers. Then Buttfargen there, he's going to have a similar issue, but he has an advantage. He can just go towards the nose, so he's going to climb roll out of there. Okay? I get experience points for Buttfargen. I don't get it for anybody else. But let's do the evasion check for Buttfargen here. And I got a no impact. So by getting that no impact, I will just toss it back in the cup because I'm evasive mode. And who's going to go first? I guess I'll go ahead and get Buttfargan out of the way because I don't want him taking damage. So let's get all of our cancel hits out. And then we have a Swarm. So there's a chance I can get a kill with Buttfargan. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this guy first. So he's going to come in. I have 4 of them coming in from the nose. So I'm going to draw 4 nose cards and 1 oblique card. But we're going to do this guy right here and get a nose card out. Remember, it's nose high, determined, and he's sitting on a 1. But the element's loose, okay? So that's a 0, but then the BF 110 gets a +1. So he's sitting on a 1. So right there, he has to do a collision check. He progresses 2. So he's gonna go 1, 2, like that. He has to do a collision check. Now here's the other thing. He's out of the element now. He's no longer in the element, so during continuing fire, he can't use these. Collision check. Okay. So that means he takes the hit. So I can cancel it. And I will. So we'll use 1 to cancel it. Remember, everything's simultaneous, so he's not here yet. That's where he's going to end up. During continuing fire is when he's going to be impacting him. But he does a damage to the bomber. That's the cool part. And let's draw that. So he has an engine. Ooh. Alright, so I rolled low. I said ooh because I wasn't sure Buttfargan was even going to get an attack on this thing. He has 2 engine hits, so that's pretty good. There's a good chance that just by die roll alone, he's going to crash. But anyways, he's done. And now we'll move to Buttfargan. So we're going to draw the oblique card. Now remember, he's coming in low. Okay, so he's oblique low. And then he's sitting in a 2 lethality, but the element's -1. And so it's a 1. And he's evasive. So nothing's happening with him. He does progress 1, so he's going to move to here because he's climb rolling. But I have Swarm, and I'm going to use it because I want to get experience points. So I'm going to draw a hit here. Look at that. I got a wing and another engine hit. And I'm going to take the engine hit. All right, so it's another 0. And I'll do the last Swarm. And draw another hit. Okay, so I have a wing for 2, fuselage for 1. I will do the wing hit. All right, so lots of tokens on there. And I'm sitting at 58 minutes for the video, so I'm going to go ahead and pause. And I'll just pick this up with another video.